Hi and welcome back. Hey, there's gravy on this. Anyway, today we're going to go over adding spikes to a leather jacket. Or just about anything, but I used my leather. As you can see, I already got the epaulets here. Now what we're going to do is around the sleeves. And I got these little spikes. Okay, now you can get the spikes from a variety of places. You've probably seen them before. I get mine from studsandspikes.com. Can we show the address? Okay, there you go. Anyway, they're screw-on spikes. They're going to go on there with a little screw in the back. So what I use to make the hole, see that? There? Old tried and true pocket knife. And here's the sleeves. Now, you want to make sure and be careful about picking where they're going to go, unless you're just putting them all at random. So for example, here's the zipper. That's going to be my marker there. I know I want it right here. So I punch it through the leather and twist it around to get a good wide hole. Or you could use the leather punch, but I don't have one, so I use that. You know, like one of those leather punches. Okay, and right here. Alright, so you got your two ends, and I'm going to put one right in the middle. Punch it through there. There. Oh, you want to twist it around. Alright, so then you should have 3 holes. Then the best thing to do, you want to get the screws out. Screw backs. 1, 2. I'll keep the third one in. Because I got 3 holes right now. I'm going to end up with 5. And then from the inside of the jacket, you're going to put the 5, or rather the, however the hell many holes you got. Now, see, that's why you want to bore a good hole, because the leather is resisting this screw coming through. You don't want your hole to be too big, but it's got to be big enough for the screw to get through there. So you twist it around so you get a good size hole. And actually you can screw it in there like if you were screwing it into wood, or if you just like to screw with leather on. You know what else is cool about this? It's got a screwdriver. Alright, so you can screw it. There. See? I screwed it right through the leather. Then what you do is you take the spike end. Mine, I'm using these little 1/2-inch cone spikes. Okay? And you can usually just twist it on there by hand, but you don't want to leave it that way, or they're going to end up falling off like when you're moshing and whatnot. So you torque it down with a screwdriver. That's why it's got a screw. Alright? And you end up with this here. Right? So you end up with a screwed spike on your leather. So go ahead and do that to the other 2 holes. Okay? And we're going to come back when I've done that so that we can move on to the next step of how to put in the last 2. Okay. Now, if you're any good at following instructions, you should end it up with something like this. Okay, see that? See, I got my one in the center, one on this end, and one on this end. Now it's pretty dummy proof because, see, that's too big of a space between those 2 spikes, right? So we want the next one to go right in the middle of that. And then and the last one to go right in the middle of that one. So, take and punch a new hole. Right in between those. And a new hole right between those. Right? Now, once again, I always put all my screws in. See, actually when I do this on my own, without you watching, I usually punch all the holes. Right? Then I push all the screws through. And then I go through and I put all the spikes on top of that. The screws going through this is a little bit tough. See, let me show you from the screwed side. See that? You push it in there, and it's good for it to be a little bit tight when you screw. Okay? Next one, you screw this one. And this one's really tight because it's a really good screw. So we're going to have to screw it really hard. Alright, so you end up with spikes and screws. So your screws are in there waiting for the next spike. And then you get your spike, and like I said before, you put it on that screw, see? Put it on there, and tighten it down by hand. And the other one. And tighten it down by hand. But then you're going to go back and use the screwdriver to torque it down, okay? So what you end up with is something like that, okay? See? Now I'm going to do the other side, but you don't have to stick around for that part. That's just because I want to make sure it's on the other side. Now, and you can just have fun spiking all sorts of things because spikes are like chocolate. Just about everything's better with spikes. So, till later.